Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect episode 1. Today for us is June 16th, 2019. I'm saying this because this is probably not going to get posted for the next 3 days, so that way you guys can judge where our information is compared to what you know now. I am Duds from Duds Versus on YouTube.
I'm Bank, or Bankaardappel from YouTube as well.
And like I said, this is the Withering Effect. The Withering Effect is going to consist of Minecraft news, building tips, Q&As, and special guests, most of which from the Ripple Effect server, which both me and Bank play on. Let's see. Bank, we're going to start with introducing ourselves a little bit better. What made you get into YouTube and doing this podcast and stuff with me?
Alright, so I guess it started on the Kamicraft server where we were all playing. And well, you were doing YouTube mainly, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew I was sort of interested in it. And then we had Decoy join the server, who was doing YouTube as well.
And Decoy's just a building god.
Yeah, he's genius. And then, yeah, the small little builds. He had such a cool place on the Kamicraft server. What was it? What was the map called again? The Discworld?
Oh, yeah, Discworld.
Yeah, that was a really cool one.
Yeah, we'll have to try to remember to link that in the show notes, too, because that was a fun map to play on.
Yeah. It was a custom one, which made it just so much nicer.
Yeah, it made everything feel new again.
Yeah, exactly. Just sort of a change of terrain, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, after that, I sort of started thinking about YouTube more. And I don't know if Freddy was slightly before me or not, but he was definitely interested in seeing how I would build stuff. And I heard that from more people on the server, which was sort of an extra nudge to start towards it. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of kept sort of nagging for a while.
Yeah, I think it was like a month straight of me going, hey, Bank, when are you going to start doing YouTube? Hey, Bank, when are you going to start doing YouTube? Hey, Bank, when are you going to start doing YouTube? Just over and over and over.
Exactly, and when I had no excuses left, I basically kind of started doing YouTube, which is just awesome to do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I'm glad I started it.
Yeah.
So what about you? What made you start?
A couple things. So, I was introduced to Minecraft in itself from Neebs Gaming, watching all those guys play and stuff like that, and they're not very good at the game, which was perfect, because as someone who is new, I could watch all their mistakes and stuff and kind of learn the game through beginners.
Right.
But I didn't think anything of YouTube at that point. I just okay, there's Minecraft. It's a fun game to play. It was when I got really sick and I was straight up binge watching False Symmetry. Somehow she just got recommended on my YouTube thing. Too tired to change the channel or anything like that. So I just ended up binge watching season 3 of Hermitcraft through her. And one of her episodes that wasn't Hermitcraft was her setup tour, where she would go through and this is all I have to do YouTube. It doesn't take a lot. This is all you need. And when I saw that,
it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, the next week I bought a $400 computer that I built myself. Bought a $60 blue snowball. And I was set. I was doing YouTube, and my first episodes are as cringeworthy as ever.
Oh boy, I guess that counts for everyone. My first episodes are horrible as well.
Mm-hmm.
And a better mic helped. I remember my mic switched to from a really bad one to a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so awesome.
Yeah, I'm using the Yeti now, which is very good, but I'm still learning new stuff every day. I'm constantly tweaking my sound profiles.
Yeah, it's a long learning curve. There's a lot of factors that play into the sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm learning, even in this new office I've got set up, the reverb and echo and stuff is still really bad.
Yeah, it's often a mystery where it comes from, what the little... I know the hum of my PC has been a problem sometimes, and just when I moved the mount of where I mounted the microphone to the desk, we changed it so much already. Just the little things is often a big change.
Yeah. And that was my plan for this weekend at some point, is to just move my marker from where it's at now and get it closer to my mouth. Because I've got one of the ones that are just hanging in front of me, so it doesn't block any screen. I don't have the biggest desk in the world, so it worked out great for me then, but I might need to change that.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe after a bit of playing, you'll get more satisfied about it. Although I think your sound is doing really well.
It's getting better, and I think it's going to get better the more time I play with it and everything.
Yeah. Also, you're your own worst critic, right?
I'm constantly listening to stuff and go, "Oh, that sounds horrible." I think I've scrapped an entire episode because I couldn't get rid of some background noise.
Oh, jeez, that's
yeah. I am my worst critic for sure.
I think that goes for a lot of people. At least I have the same issue sometimes.
All right, but we've learned enough about us, I guess. If you guys are still listening, you didn't just cringe your way out of this podcast. Thank you for staying with us. Let's go on to the Minecraft news, because we got pre-releases of 1.14.3 that have just come out, and they're making a lot of changes to iron farms, which is just driving Minecraft communities crazy. They made changes to patrols and everything. But, so, more detail. Panicked villagers, which is the new Iron God mechanic of Minecraft, now have to sleep so they can stay panicked. I don't know about you, but when I get panicked, I can't sleep.
It's definitely a tricky moment to go to sleep when you're panicked.
Yeah, I mean...
It's a good point to make.
I mean, this villager's like, oh my god, I'm going to get eaten by a zombie. I should probably take a nap.
It doesn't sound like the smartest choice to do.
No.
It would make, like, any horror film just would make a boring story, right?
Yeah.
That would happen.
Man, he just quit being scared. Let's let him have a nap, and then we'll go scare him again later.
Yeah. That would be weird.
Yeah. Next thing on the list, saturation will no longer be the how did we get here advancement.
I didn't know it was part of it anyway, but...
It was. The problem with it is, I think it only lasts for like a split second, so it's extremely hard to get all the special effects plus saturation. Thanks for the motorcycle guy driving by in the middle of this podcast. Oh!
They're always there.
Always there.
But the saturation, it depends on your food, right? How long it lasts. Like golden carrots last really long. And
no, I think it's talking about like the enchanted golden apples. That saturation.
Oh.
Yeah, so not only are golden apple or enchanted golden apples rare, or maybe it's just regular golden apples. We'll have comments probably correcting anything I say. Like, Duds, you dummy.
I'll probably be checking it later as well, just for my own curiosity. I thought you meant the food saturation that you normally have.
Yeah, no, the saturation you get from the golden apples, for sure.
Yeah.
Whether it's enchanted or not, I'm not sure. Next, the God armor that you can make now in 1.14.2, where you just pile on the protections. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I was sort of doubting whether I wanted to make it already, because I have to say, like, armor is quite strong as it is already.
Yeah.
I didn't think it needed more to be more strong, basically. But I don't know. It's fun. I don't really have a feeling towards it, whether I should be happy or not that they put it back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess for some people it's really nice. They have a bit more difficulties with all the stuff, the dangerous stuff that's going on in the world. Myself, I have enough with what we have already, but, different levels of players.
Yeah. My plan was to go ahead and build the God armor, just because anytime me and you do a wither fight, somehow I'm left to be the bait.
Fair point.
And I'm basically running around screaming the entire time, don't kill me. So a good set of God armor would be nice for those.
Yeah, for the really, really dangerous stuff, basically.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm with you. I mean, you wear an elytra already that takes away half your armor. And I don't really die a lot, but then again, I'm not going out and exploring every day on Minecraft. I generally kind of stay in my base and do work there.
Yeah, for the most part, you wouldn't need that much armor, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Except in some locations in the end, or when you accidentally anger some pigmen.
Yeah. I have found when we're working on our mini golf course over on the Ripple Effect, I tick off a lot of Endermen, and I'd like to have some nice armor in there, because I just can't hit those guys for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and wearing the pumpkin all the time isn't great either.
It's really not.
I mean,
Like, I would love an enchanted book, so you can't anger pigmen.
Oh, that would be... You mean Enderman, right?
Oh, yeah, Enderman. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's alright. Yeah. Well, you could wear the melon, but I'm not a big fan of using the texture pack to get rid of the melon vision.
Yeah,
And building with that vision is just... It's not great.
Yes, I'm here. So, like, if you could get... I mean, mending's such a rare enchantment for the most part. Make Enderman's Sight be just as rare.
Yeah, or maybe some special kind of helmet. Well, that would be a melon.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Pumpkin, yeah.
They're the same thing, they're just colored
words.
differently.
Pretty much. Well, the melon breaks, right? And the pumpkin doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty
Everyone
much the
listening to this first podcast is going, these guys don't know crap. They're putting melons on their head when they go to the end. No wonder they're dumb.
same. Yeah, pretty much. No doubt we'll get comments like that.
Yeah. It's okay. If you guys are listening to this, you're going to learn. We're pretty dumb. And that's what makes our opinions awesome.
Well, they can learn with us.
Yeah. Alright, moving on to the next part of pre-release 3, Illager Patrols. So this is where a lot of the changes happened. Vindicator is no longer part of the patrols.
I encountered some patrols. They're the Vindicators, especially if there's more than one. They're always annoying when there are more than one because they hit like trucks. Like
yeah, and they're fast.
Pigman is nothing. Yeah, they're quite annoying. And dealing with one is fine, at least I think so. But you know, when you get 2 or 3, that's getting tricky.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to worry about some crossbows coming at you as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, removing them completely, I don't know. But making them a bit less, yeah, that's maybe a good choice.
Yeah, as someone who's not good with PvE or PvP, I'm okay with the Vindicators getting taken out. Plus, it kind of warrants the Dark Oak Mansion exploration. Because now you won't face them unless you go there. And I think that's better. Because they are such a formidable foe that...
They are really tough, yeah.
Seeking them out, to me, is better. From what I can tell, messing with the crossbow guys, they're not the smartest bunch. And their crossbows don't hit as hard. So even though there's like 5 of them sometimes, or 3 to 5 or something like that, it's a fun little quick battle. And if you're in the middle of building something, it doesn't take away from the building part, which is what I'm all about. I'd rather just sit there and build all day. I don't want to be interrupted by patrols.
Right. Well, also what I think with the crossbow guys is that they take a time to reload, right? So blocking the shots with your shield is not too hard to do. I think even dodging the arrows might be a thing. And then what I used a lot is I just made them shoot each other. I would line them up, and you know the most behind ones would shoot each other, which is great.
Yeah,
they're not too hard to deal with.
Going back to the shield stuff, it gives you another reason to use the shield. I really haven't used a shield in 6 months.
Yeah, it's really an early game item, I would say. Like it's great for when you're not really geared, and especially against creepers and skeletons. It works awesome. Yeah. But later on, your armor, you don't really have to worry about getting a few hits on you.
Yeah, especially with the god armor that's in the game now. If you have that. But see, I love shields, though. I would love to use them more often. I just find with inventory management and space, they're not worth carrying.
I always carry a shield, but there's so little use for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I played on a strict PvP server occasionally where they would just like fight and you would get a fighting kit and you would have to do it with that. And there was one guy with a shield and he was going on a rampage. Like he knew how to use it in PvP combat. And it's really strong if you know what you're doing. I tried it and I couldn't work with it really well. It takes a lot of timing, I think.
Yeah.
But they're really good items.
Yeah, and this is where I think, like, when people complain that combat got broke after 1.9, I don't think it did. I think people were just unwilling to learn the new way.
It definitely has a learning curve.
I think once you learn the new way, like you said, that guy was unbeatable. He
would take on a few guys at once.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, 1-on-1 is fine. Doing 2-on-1 seems like a lost match, but he was doing it, no problem, which was really cool to see. But I was speechless, kinda. It was like, wow.
That guy doesn't care if there's Vindicators and patrols. He's taking them out anyways.
Yeah, probably.
Whereas me, I'm yelping and running the other direction.
I usually use my bow.
Yeah.
Just keep a distance, right?
That being said, I haven't had illagers patrol my base yet because I'm in the modified gravelly mountain and they don't spawn there.
Oh, that's a good choice. I haven't encountered them in the swamp, but since I'm getting some traveling llamas to spawn, I'm assuming they could spawn there. But
well, and sure. See, that brings us to another update for 1.3. Patrols are now allowed to spawn in any biome except mushroom biomes.
Oh, right.
So
okay. So they should be able.
See some in the swamp, and I'm going to see some in my gravelly mountains.
Well, the light level was a thing now as well, right? If you lit things up, they wouldn't be able to spawn anymore.
Yeah, so they're now following the same spawning pattern as all other mobs. So if you put torches down and light an area up, they won't spawn on a block. Now, sunlight doesn't prevent them from spawning. So if you're counting on skylight access or something like that to keep mobs from spawning, that doesn't count for them. They'll still spawn in the middle of the day in a wide open field you haven't put any torches in.
Oh, okay, but if it's day and there are torches or any other source of light, it counts.
Yeah, it counts.
Okay.
The other thing is they also aren't going to spawn as often. So they were spawning every 5 minutes. Now they've pushed that to every 10 minutes.
Okay, so they basically halved it.
Yeah, which I am all for. Like I said, I think the patrols were taking away from what Minecraft really was and building and all that kinds of stuff to focus on PvE, which a lot of people aren't fans of.
I do enjoy the fact they want to bring in a bit more PvE myself, but yeah, you don't want to get interrupted. You want to be able to do other stuff as well, right? It would be, I think it's good if they turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting PvE in Minecraft, you go to a woodland mansion or you fight the Ender Dragon, spawn a Wither, go to another fortress. There's all these locations you can fight mobs at any point in time.
Well, and mob spawn anyway if you don't light stuff up, right? So you sort of have the random encounters anyway.
I mean, heck, you could just make a giant box underground with redstone lamps and just flip the lights off and go to town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ultimate fighting pit.
Oh boy, that would be... Yeah, that would be fun. Well, we had something like that on the Discworld we talked about earlier, right? They had massive caves, which would cause that.
Massive caves. Oh, Lord.
I remember helping out a lot of people clearing caves there. Yeah.
Alright, but let's move on to Minecraft Earth. Because that got a demo released at, I think it was at WWDC, which is an Apple conference.
Okay,
or something of the other. And they had a live demo.
I did see the demo. I saw the video. It was... it looked interesting. It's kind of fun, right? You have your mobile phone and you get sort of an augmented reality Minecraft world in front of you. I like the idea, but I have a few worrying things with it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my magical words that I've said when I first heard what Minecraft Earth was, and it's
Right.
bleh.
Right,
I
right.
mean, I
Yeah.
don't want to be mean or anything, but people said after seeing the demo they got super hyped for it. I go, the demo showed exactly what I thought it was. And to me, it kind of feels like a restrictive Minecraft that you can put in front of you, which you could already do on a tablet or a phone, because you still have to look
Right.
through the phone screen to see it.
Yeah, carrying a laptop around
Yeah.
with regular Minecraft wouldn't change too much, I think.
Right. The cool part is you can do with the Apple services or whatever. You can do the augmented and kind of put yourself in your own build.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Which I thought was the coolest feature. But again, like, how do you see yourself in the build? I know other people can see you in the build. But
Right. I wasn't too clear on that either. And then one main thing I saw was it wouldn't interact. Well, they picked two really open places, right? They picked an empty table and then sort of an empty place on the stage. And I'm curious, like, what happens if there's, like, a tree in front of you? I see a lot of people just walking into a tree, right? Because it wouldn't show up. And
right, they're looking down at their phones saying, oh man, the Minecraft world is awesome. And then smack, tree.
Unless I'm mistaken, and it does sort of react to the real world, but I didn't get that impression that it did.
Right. And to me, that's kind of the more letdown, because I thought it would be awesome to be able to build like a castle spire off the side of your house that you live in. But to me, it kind of like,
something like that.
It looks like you could build a castle and place it in front of the house you live in.
Yeah.
I don't think they interact with the world. And I could be very wrong and eat my words, but who knows?
It wasn't really clear from the video, I would say, because they just picked two open spaces.
Yeah.
Another thing I was wondering is, like, what kind of world is it gonna be? Like, is it gonna be a fully open world where everybody is all together, like one big server, or do you have your own sort of server?
Right,
Does it know where you are, you know? If I go to, like, visit a friend, do I get to see where his place is? Or would it still be my thing? Like, those kinds of things. I didn't get that from the video either. I'm curious. It would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's, from what I could tell from the things I read, that the world is the world. It's just one giant world. Well, that's going to be a huge server.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think what they're going to do is break it up in locations. So
you get Europe and North America and, you know, the usual server locations probably.
Or, like, the city you live in is on another server, and maybe it has some kind of seamless way to switch you to another server or not. But to me, the biggest problem with that is we've all been on public Minecraft servers. Phallic symbols are everywhere.
Well, not to mention, like, if you build something, it's gonna get
it's gonna get trolled
down, right? Somebody's gonna grieve it. Yeah, which would be, I mean, well, I think the point you mentioned is probably the best one. Like, it's gonna be filled with like naughty builds, right?
Mm-hmm. And like,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, and this looks like it's trying to be pushed to the younger group of players, which is totally fine, and I can see where older groups would find this technology very cool and very intuitive and pushing the boundaries of what gaming can do. But I don't think it's there yet, and I don't think it's worth the time and resources, especially with how crummy 1.14 released.
I don't know. I think it's really cool that they made the step, and somebody's got to start. Well, I guess Pokemon sort of did it with Pokemon Go, right? And the going out into the world and having interaction with that. I think it's a cool step they do, but like you said, they're not quite there yet. But they gotta figure things out, right?
Yeah.
Probably by trying. So I give them a lot of credit for trying.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I probably won't be using it that much.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be great for, like, on school playgrounds and stuff, right? In the breaks, people playing together Minecraft outside or whatever. I think that could be cool to see.
And obviously, the guys who are working on Java Minecraft aren't the same people working on this VR or AR mobile app that's going to be
Right.
happening. But resources, I feel like resources were pushed in the wrong area, especially considering they released the trailer for Minecraft Dungeons at E3. And
Yes.
Minecraft Dungeons, I got excited for.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
I wasn't excited for it when I first saw it, but after that trailer, it really felt like what Nintendo's doing with Link's Awakening.
Okay.
Trying to bring back an old style of gameplay on games with newer views and takes on it.
Right, and I guess you're mainly aiming at the sort of top-down view, and then
Yeah.
well, kind of that, right?
Yeah, and
Right. Well, yeah.
it doesn't look like it's going to be any kind of building or crafting or any of that kind of stuff. But I think it looks like a fun game. It's a way to introduce maybe new mobs to see how people interact with them. Maybe a way to bring in new weapon types to see how the weapon types interact with mobs. Because I have a feeling 115 will be a combat update. And I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in something like a spear or a heavy hammer or something like that.
I had not seen it from that point of view. I think I like that. That seems like a good idea. I would like to wield a big hammer or something in the game, which I saw in the trailer. They picked out a big hammer. I saw.
Yep.
It's interesting trying out mobs and weapons through that. That's for sure. I looked at it and thought it was cool. Like, it seems like a fun game, but I didn't get the idea there was anything more than just running through a dungeon and beating mobs up, basically.
Yeah, it definitely just looks like a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything. Well, I'm hoping they will add it, because that would be really cool. But just a little story or anything like quests, or maybe even a town where you could just hang out or start from, or like Link's Awakening has, for example.
Yeah.
Even the newer games, like they have that as well, right? They have sort of. It's a full-on RPG, and this just seems like an RPG with just the dungeons, which is gonna be fun for a while, I'm sure. But for the long time, I don't think it'll last if they don't add a bit of extra
replayability
to it.
Might actually suffer a bit.
Yeah,
I'd like to see stuff where you could take your Minecraft skin and bring it into the game, so that way you feel like Dungeons is an extension of your gameplay on wherever you play, Java, console, Bedrock.
From what I understood, customization was definitely something they were adding in it. That was a big part of it. So I guess that'll be. I mean, obviously, everybody wants to get his own character skin in there, right?
Right, but my fear with that is that's where they're going to monetize things, because it's a free-to-play game now. But I have a feeling they're going to nickel and dime you on making your guy look cool.
Same as like the console version, right?
Yeah.
You have to buy skins as well.
I get that. I'm okay with a free-to-play game charging you for customizations and stuff like that to pay for the game. To me, that's the best solution out of all of them. But it'd be really cool to be able to bring over my own personal skin and play with it. And for all I know, maybe I'm able to customize my guy to look exactly the way it does in Java.
I guess the least they could do is add sort of a payable option that you could add your own skin or something. Preferably they just do it for free, right? But then I can see how that would conflict with their own skins. People could recreate it, I guess, something like that.
Yeah, and they do have to make money somewhere, because like I said, it's a free-to-play game, so I can
I think it's a good solution. I mean, I've played free-to-play games occasionally. The biggest one I've played is League of Legends. They handled it the same way, right? You can buy skins, it's optional, and the game in general is for free. And I have to say it was a great game to play. I think Dota handles it the same way. Like, a lot of stuff is free, but, if you want to customize, you can pay and sort of support the company.
Yeah.
It's a great way to do things, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm on agreement with that. I think it would be cool to add the Java skins in there, but if the only way to monetize this game is through skins, I am 100% for it that way. Way better than doing loot boxes or pay-to-win stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think it could be fun to have some kind of loot from the final bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Same as like World of Warcraft would deal with it, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope to see like a little extra story, else it's probably not gonna last for me for too long.
Right. Like, doing some kind of a new dungeon every month would be really cool. I don't know how hard that would be. I don't know how big their dungeons are. But
Yeah, good question as well. I wonder how like how much you would need a team, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, can you play it by yourself?
Right, and the sort of traditional, what is it, RPG kind of things. That you need a group, right? You need someone to heal. You need someone to do that.
Yeah, you need
someone
role
to do
players.
something else. Right. I wonder if they sort of, you can just go in there with a bunch of friends and start beating things up, or is there going to be like, do you need some strategy in it? Is it going to be an actual challenge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dungeons
I'm curious
to me
for it.
is way beyond Earth. Especially considering they already had Minecraft Earth, and that was the Minecon, and now it's like Minecon Live or something like that. Even though you can't be there live, you have to watch it live on a streaming service or something. With the other.
Oh, I didn't even know, to be honest.
Yeah, so they changed the name of Minecon because they wanted to name their VR solution Minecraft Earth. And
Right.
It's just like... And then they teased Minecon stuff for like a week. And all it was they changed the name to Minecon Live. Or even Minecraft Live. I don't know. That's how upset I was when I read that. I got teased for a week on the 10-year anniversary that something big was going to happen. And
it was sort of an anticlimax.
Nothing. We got Minecraft Earth, which I just went, bleh. And then we got the Minecon name change.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, a name change in itself is sort of right. Is that something to make a big fuss about?
Right. That should have been a footnote.
Well, I get they want people to know that the name changed, right? It's sort of their brand, but yeah, like, it shouldn't be hyped too much.
No.
I agree.
Yeah, as you guys can tell on the Withered Effect, we're disgruntled Minecraft players, so we're gonna grr at mistakes.
Yeah, we're critical of our views, I guess.
As much as we love this game, I think the problem is because we've seen them at their pinnacle when they've done really amazing work, and then every once in a while they just go, "Okay, we're doing good now. We can let off the gas and try to slip something in there that's not fully thought out."
Well, and obviously there's just the parts where we don't really care about, I guess. Like myself, I'm not a big fan of the mobile gaming. It's not a gaming device for me. So something they launch about any mobile Minecraft game, I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't game at all on my mobile device. My tablet is literally used just to watch YouTube videos and act as a remote for my TV.
I gave my last tablet away to my dad because I didn't use it.
Yeah.
It's like, here, you have it. You use that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, my PC is pretty much what I do everything with, really.
But on the same topic of being disgruntled and stuff, what are some things you liked and disliked about 1.14? Now, this isn't the pre-releases. This is 1.14. Let's call it 1.14.2 because that's the stable version that's out.
Right, yeah, I'd say 1.14 itself was still sort of a pre-release in some way.
Yeah, it's definitely a beta test.
It was, I mean, it's, well, to start with the dislikes, I guess, to continue the disgruntled part of the section. That's one of the major dislikes I have, right? It's been a weird update. It's not been stable. There's been a lot of bugs. It's not something I really know from Mojang. Before they've been quite decent in running their tests. Any update always went kind of smoothly. Maybe sometimes there were a few hiccups, but overall it was quite smooth.
Yeah, I mean, you had 1.13, which was very buggy when it came out too. but
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
destroy your world.
that's true. That's true. It wasn't great. There are a lot of lag issues, right? Well, it makes sense. They added a lot of new things, new mechanics. But yeah, the last two updates, especially 1.14, it's been tough. It's been a lot of bugginess, and it seems like they could have tested stuff a bit better before releasing it. And I don't
Yeah.
know if they felt like they were having to release something because they promised like they would release quite often, right? And they weren't really keeping to schedule yet.
Yeah, what was
Or
it? A
if they just
year ago or 2 years ago, they guaranteed, hey, we're going to put out 2 major updates a year.
yeah, exactly. And then now you had like one a year, I think, which is still quite
Yeah.
good for them. I mean, I started playing on 1.8. I think I didn't see an update for the first like year and a half that I played. Didn't even know they kind of regularly did that and added stuff.
Yeah, I was the
Which
same
was
way. I joined at 1.8, and when I heard that they were doing a 1.9 update, I went, crap, I'm going to have to pay for that too? And to find out that it was a free update was just awesome.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I just started playing, well, just like you, like right after 1.8 got released, probably. Because it lasted a long time before I saw or heard even something about 1.9.
Yeah,
Which was a really fun thing to hear about. It was a nice surprise.
yeah, what was it? I was introduced to Minecraft during 1.8, was able to start a YouTube channel, start my own server, all before 1.9 came out.
Yeah, I remember that. 1.9 was during the first map on the Minecraft server.
Because we didn't fight the dragon, because the whole dragon fight changed.
Right.
We were
I
waiting.
even forgot about that. Yeah, they changed a lot back then already.
Yeah, and
Well,
there's not much you can complain about if, like, I don't know, people are like, we need Minecraft 2.0. It's like, nah, these updates are fine, and I'm okay with them waiting a year in between major updates. But with waiting a year in between major updates, I feel there should be like 0.5 updates where they're releasing new blocks.
yeah, something like that. They could do a halfway sort of release of things, I guess. Especially now. They could easily add a bunch of blocks like halfway through the updates, I guess.
Yeah, now that they've come out and said, well, we've got the catalog of blocks fixed, where we can add a lot more stuff to it. I think every midway point there should be a dump of, just say 5 new blocks.
Yeah, I agree, and they should have done that since 1.13 already. I'd say because that's when they added that, right? When they expanded their library.
Yeah,
which is I mean they added a lot of nice blocks in 1.14.
They have.
I can't complain about that. They could have definitely added some stuff halfway, I'd say, but I'm happy to see a lot of the things.
Yeah, like the well, I call them the ites, the diorite, granite, and andesites. Those slab stairs and wall blocks, they should have been out for forever now. They didn't need to wait for 1.14 to put those out.
I'm in general so happy to see like new variants of the walls. They have been.
Yes, I know.
I have been complaining about that for so long. I remember like they added new blocks sometimes, and it's like, why do we only have one version of wall? It's just the cobblestone wall. I guess the mossy cobblestone wall was there, and that's it.
Oh,
It's
you
like
had
you have
the
so many
red
blocks,
brick
right?
wall. That was there also. It just never got used because bricks are such a expensive block to really make. You weren't wasting them on walls.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I forgot about them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've only ever seen them once, and that was Swabby built a building with a red brick wall around it.
Nice.
And that was years ago.
Now we got a lot more of the walls, which I'm really happy about. And like you said, the ites, having slabs and stairs of that, it's great. Yeah. I immediately started building with the slabs and stairs of diorite, which I implemented it in my roof, which was awesome.
Yeah, shame on you.
You can finally. Yeah, you don't like the diorite.
No, even with
I think I used
texture,
the polished.
Yeah.
I think you even used the polished version, which you like even less.
Well, no, I actually like the polished version better than I do the regular version.
Oh, okay.
I think the polished version of diorite is really close to being a good block. I just don't think it's
okay.
yet. It's got too much
It's
noise still in it.
Yeah, I can see how that would be an issue. I like them though because they are not because they have that sort of not solid color.
Yeah,
I like that sometimes a bit better, but they're not usable everywhere. Like you can't throw them around like stone bricks, for example.
no, and see, to me, I always felt like diorite missed out on being marble, because obviously, what is it? I can't think of it. The nether block. The white block.
The nether bricks, or the nether rack.
No, the white block you have to get from the nether.
Oh,
Why can't I think of it now? Quartz, jeez. Quartz moved away from that marble texture and is now just a super smooth white texture, and it's gorgeous. But
yeah,
diorite feels like it's kind of missed out on that opportunity of becoming a marble texture, maybe with adding like a little bit of hint of gold or something in there.
I agree, but I feel granite and not diorite, but andesite sort of have the same because you have sort of red marble, right, and sort of the white marble and the grey marble, and then I always see them as sort of a marble type. I guess more than the actual blocks they kind of represent. I guess
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, they just miss out on being marble. They have a wrong texture for it or something. Which is a shame.
I'm still going to throw it out there. Andesite, best block in the game. Don't come at me.
All right, I'll leave you with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fine block. I agree. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not sure what my favorite block is.
Well, let's pep it up a little bit and go with what did you like from 114?
Well, as I said before, I like the walls, the addition of more walls, which is definitely something I like a lot. But the main thing that stood out to me, or I guess the first thing, is going to be the villages, the new ones. I'm such a big fan of them. You have the varieties in the biomes. They look awesome. They're going to be great sort of tutorial houses for new players, right? They come up at a village, and if they recreate a building like that, they're going to be proud. Well, the old villages, they were sort of wonky houses. I mean, they looked like a house, but that was about it. Yeah, they were not great. And then the new ones, they're amazing, especially if you look at the different biome types. There's some cool designs in there.
Yeah.
And the villages comes just so much more alive with the new update.
Yeah, and like you said, they're very easily to recreate. So if you wanted to make a village bigger and expand it, and you were just planning on recreating the houses, just more of them, it's very simple, and they don't look boring and bland. Now, they might in 3 years, but as of right now, they look very cool.
Well, yeah, and like I said, when you're a new player and you haven't really, you don't know how to build yet, you have sort of an example in game, right? Instead of having to look up a video or a picture.
Very true.
You can just sort of go in game, and even if you go to a different biome, you'll have different choices of what kind of houses you could build. You can just start recreating and playing around with that. I think it's awesome. They look great. Can't say more about that.
Yeah. I'm going to say something because my phone is just constantly going off, because you know how things are with me. The second I hit a record button, my phone just has to go.
Yep.
Just give me 1 hour, please. 1 hour of peace and quiet.
Nope, you won't get it.
I won't get it.
Nope.
I'm going to go on to something I liked in the 114.
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
Yeah, it's the stonecutter. Originally, I hated the idea of breaking the crafting table up into a bunch of other blocks. But the stonecutter is so underrated, in my opinion.
It's a great block. I've been using it a lot myself as well. I had the same sort of fear of it, I guess. Like, oh no, they broke up the crafting table. But you can still craft anything you could with the crafting table. Right. It doesn't take anything away. It just adds a better option, in my opinion. Like, I worked with the red bricks, which are so expensive to make it as it is. And I just wanted to make like 2 stairs, and I could just make 2 stairs, and it didn't cost me like a ton of blocks.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it's a great block.
that's where I think they got it right, is they didn't take anything away from the players. You could still craft blocks the same way you've been able to do it for years, but they rewarded you by using new things. Like, explore these new blocks and you get rewarded by not losing materials.
Yeah, exactly, which is...
I've been complaining for years that I hate making stairs because it costs too much. Now, if only they would do it with wood stairs.
Yeah, that's definitely something I don't like. The wood doesn't have the stonecutter option, which is... It's a shame, really. It's a missed opportunity. I mean, why not be able to use wood? I know it's a stonecutter, but just call it a table saw and you could work around it or something, right? It's a shame. But
and also the texture. Why put a spinning saw in there if it's not going to deal damage?
Oh yeah, that's such a missed opportunity as well. Even while the campfire, right? If you stand on it, you get damage. So they could have just they did it for a new block. Why not for this one too? Yeah. I fully agree.
Well, going back to your campfire thing, I saw a post earlier today. Comes out if you light yourself on fire and you jump on a campfire that's been put out, it'll reignite the campfire.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. So finally, when you are on fire, you can transfer that fire, which is great.
You could be useful for once when you're on fire.
Yeah. Well, I hope. I don't know if I hope or if I don't hope, but they'll transfer that to being able to set like trees on fire and stuff.
Oh, I wonder.
It could be cool, but it could be really annoying as well.
Mm-hmm. I think it's... I don't know. I think it's more just pertaining to the campfire block, the fact that you can shoot flaming arrows at it and light it on. And that turned out to be a glitch in the system. Thanks for walking away, Suze, right in the middle of recording. I'm going to have so much background noise. Sorry. That's what's going to happen in these podcasts because I can't control anything in my environments.
I mean, it's going to be a nice insight into our lives, I guess.
Yeah, you guys can understand what I deal with on recording and live stream basis. If you're in my live streams with me and Pank, you basically understand my dog makes a lot of noise. She snores extremely loud, and she just gets up and walks around. And I have hardwood floors.
She's soon gonna be in the stream, hopefully.
Yeah, no, Suzy Cam's coming. Don't worry, we'll have a Suzy Cam.
Just putting it out there again.
Yeah, but to go back onto me being negative and disgruntled.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rip
something
on
else you
people's,
don't like.
New favorite block, the scaffolding block. I hate that block. And it's not
throw it out there. What's the issues?
Okay, and it's not even so much the block in itself because I got super excited when I saw the scaffolding block. I couldn't wait to use that darn thing. I thought it was a beautifully designed block, so you could use it in other things than just scaffolding.
Yeah, they're gonna be great for decoration and just building, I think.
Mm-hmm. But when you start to use it, the problems arise, such as every Minecraft player has grown up for years shifting on single block ledges, and you can't do that with scaffolding. You just slide right through it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the downsides to the block,
and
especially when working with things that require a shift to place it.
Yeah, I was trying to place hoppers the other day for my wool farm, and I couldn't place a hopper into a hopper because I have to shift click on the hopper, and I just kept falling through my scaffolding. So I said, "Forget this," and I went and got netherrack and started using that as scaffolding.
Yeah, I tried once using shift and space at the same time, like shifting and jumping. It sort of works, but you get a little jitter, which isn't great.
Yeah.
Your accuracy of placing definitely goes down.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is most of my floors inside my base are on a half slab, so I don't have to worry about lighting. So I can play with different light levels and stuff and not have to worry about things spawning. Well, you can't place scaffolding on half slab. Okay. That's fine. No problem with that. But I can't place scaffolding on the side of a block.
Oh. Yeah, I can see where the problem starts. You can't place it above that slab like you would normally do with a block. Right. But you can also not place a block and then hopefully put put like the thing on the side because it doesn't stick to sides of blocks.
Right, so I'm over here working my butt off, having this large room that's 0.5 tall.
Right.
Or the floor is on a 0.5, and I can't put scaffolding blocks anywhere. So I'm placing these blocks so I can put scaffolding on the blocks, so I can scaffold just to have the scaffolding go out 6 places, fall down, land on the half slab floor, and then break, so I can't go further than 6 blocks out. Now I'm shifting because I don't want to fall off the scaffolding, and I just fall through it anyways.
Oh, that sounds like that's
maybe I'm just
like
really bad at the game, and I'm okay admitting that. But to me, scaffolding is a wasted block. I was so excited for it, but it's just not worth it.
Yes, see, that's the funny thing. I'm quite a big fan of the block, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I've used it. It's great for building trees. I like to build like
I will admit, when I built my custom trees, I used the crap out of scaffolding, and it helped a lot.
Oh, it's so great. But like, you know, the problems you described, it's not something I've run into. At first I thought, you know, what if you make it sort of float on top of the half block? It seems great because you can climb into it, right?
Yeah.
And you don't need to place that extra block. But yeah, that does sound like a major issue. It is. It's definitely a block that's used differently, so you'll need to get used to it. But I like it, even though you have to need to get used to it a bit. But it's probably not gonna be useful every single time. Whereas like a dirt pillar or a slime block pillar it's gonna always work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, the scaffolding block's been reduced to a decoration block, and like I said, it's a very pretty block, so you can put it all over the place and it'll fit.
Yeah, I remember the first thing I did with it was make like a chair. I just put a birch trapdoor on it and flapped it open, and it's like, you got a great chair. It matches the colors. It's
I've been doing
super simple.
Scaffolding block with the sideways barrel and the tripwire hook on it, so you have like a keg from olden times because my base is all medieval.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
great.
Smart one. Oh, it sounds like it's gonna look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The barrels is one block I liked as well, or I like a lot as well. It's a great decoration block.
Yeah,
it's a full block.
I used it in the house build. You remember on live stream we were building that one house out in front of my base.
Yeah.
The area above the walls we did where it needed to connect to the roof, I used sideways barrels on it.
I use barrels in my new tunnel. It's sort of a mineshafty tunnel. Mm-hmm. It works great for that.
Yeah.
I had vines grow on the side of it above, like so I had them placed outside just as a general storage, as I would place a chest. And I saw the vines would grow on the side of it, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty cool look actually to it.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of fun with that. I think it's a great addition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The new blocks in 114 are gorgeous, in my opinion. I thought they did. That's probably... I said Stonecutter was my like, and that was basically because I think it's so underrated, but all the new blocks are just beautiful. Like, congrats to Mojang for those things.
The whole update, what they actually added, is super cool. It's awesome.
Villager skins, what? That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. The villager skins are great. I mean, just anything, really. It's a super cool addition. They just kind of fudged it a bit here and there with the release on things. It might have been a bit too quick, or I don't know.
The only thing I can wrap up with it is, Mojang, we're okay with you taking longer to beta test products as long as that product is of high quality. 114 was of high quality, but when you first released it, it needed to be tested more.
I think the same goes for 1.13. It was a really high quality update. There was a lot of really good content they added, which I'm happy with still. But again, they fudged it a little bit. Yeah. they weren't as stable as they used to be.
I still get giggly and excited when I go visit like a coral reef.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and the fish, they swim around in the sea. And
dolphins are awesome.
Just the color that the water gets because of the grass and the sea grass and the kelp that's in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, hopefully that was enough positivity to make up for our disgruntled things with like Minecraft Earth and the glitches and the updates and stuff.
We can do both. We can also be positive.
We could be positive. We do love this game as much as you hear us complain. We complain because we know they can do better.
Yeah. We complain because we like it. I mean, else we wouldn't play it, right? We wouldn't still play it.
Yeah, I think I'd still play it daily. This week might be the only week I did not open it daily, and that's because I had so much personal stuff going on.
Yeah. Sometimes you get a lot of distractions, but overall, it's definitely, at least weekly.
Yeah, but guys, I think we're going to end it here. We're actually closing in on the first hour of the Withering Effect podcast. I am excited for you guys to hear this. Hopefully, it came out well. Like I said, this is our first episode, so it's going to be a little rough.
It's going to take a while before it sounds better, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in doing so, I want to go ahead and thank our digital producer, Carl Rides. He's getting all of the behind-the-scenes stuff fixed, even though you don't hear him on here. He will probably be a guest every once in a while, once we start getting into the flow of things and having guests. If you guys want to be a part of the show by emailing questions or tweeting us questions, you can do that. I think both me and Bank have the same kind of Twitter. It's just our YouTube usernames. You can also email the show at podcast@the-ripple-effect, or not the Ripple Effect. It's just rippleeffectsmp.com. So let's say it again. podcast@rippleeffectsmp.com.
It'll also be somewhere in the notes of the show.
Yeah, it'll be in the show notes.
Along with the links of our YouTubes and Twitter and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and all social media, they're super easy to follow, and comment. Just comment like crazy. Ask us tons of stuff. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah. And don't forget to thank Decoy for the awesome sounds. And
well, that's what I was getting ready to go ahead and do. I'm Duds Versus.
I'm Bang.
This has been The Withering Effect, and congratulations for Decoy for creating some of the best music and podcasts I've ever heard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he did an awesome job.
Yeah. But look for us weekly. We should be out on Wednesdays. Thanks so much, guys.
See ya later.